Here's a brief demonstration of how to enter ICD-10 or diagnosis codes for a patient when you don't know the actual ICD-10 code. Here is my patient. Codes are entered with the billing that goes along with your SOAP note, typically, and you usually use the hand. So if you were in your SOAP note or progress note, I'm writing my note. I go to the hand, and there's new incident, diagnosis, injury, body part code. This is where you can enter a diagnosis code. If you wanted to enter the diagnosis code from the patient screen itself, you select the patient, and you'll notice the hand icon is still present. If I select the patient and the hand icon, we have this same box here, new incident, diagnosis, injury. It does the same thing. We select it here. Now we can add our codes. If we knew the code, we would just type it in this box. For example, abnormality of gait is R269. We hit enter and it comes up with abnormality of gait and mobility. If we don't know the code, there are some cheat words and categories that we have placed into the system. For example, if the person is having a gait or balance problem, you can type gait or GAI, and now you'll get a code called gait balance. Hit enter, and it will actually put in gait balance ICD-10 as the listing. Maybe my second code that I want is also a gait or a balance code. Up here I may be thinking abnormalities of gait, and here I may be thinking unsteadiness on feet or lack of coordination. That would also be a gait balance code. Maybe for my third code, I was hoping to say disuse atrophy or generalized weakness. Now, specific weakness codes are listed with body parts. For example, we might say, oh, we're talking about the neck. If you type in neck, there's a code called neck thorax. If I wanted to talk about the knee, I could type in knee, and that includes the knee and the leg, which is the lower leg. Or maybe the back and hip. The back and hip is together. If you typed hip, nothing would happen because it's in the category of back hip. So pick a joint close by to the joint you're looking for, and you'll find it. So if I was looking for hip and I didn't find it, I say, well, the back is nearby. Oh, look, back and hip goes together. That helps me find the code. Maybe I want to find the foot. There is no foot. Well, the ankle is nearby. I type ankle, and here we go, and I can select that. For my third code, I'm going to say that I want disuse atrophy in multiple sites. If it were a specific site like a knee, I would choose the knee code. If it's a multiple site key, I'll just go with my gait and balance code because I have some generalized weakness codes added to the gait balance disorder. For my fourth code, I would say knee because the patient has pain in their knee. If I wanted to add another code, I could do that as well. Once I say OK, these codes are now added to the patient's system. And I say OK and close. Now, any screen that has this icon that says ICD-9 to ICD-10 conversion, you can use this screen now to bring up the conversion tool. What this does, these are the categories that I listed for the codes I wanted to find. In our system, we have codes grouped by these headings. So in my gait balance codes, I have these codes, and as I mentioned, I was looking for R269, which is unspecified abnormality of gait and mobility. For the next one, I was hoping to find something about poor balance or unsteadiness on feet, and here is a code, unsteadiness on feet. For my third code, I was hoping to talk about muscle wasting and atrophy. Other site or multiple sites, or there's muscle weakness generalized, and all these other codes that go along with that. I will select multiple sites. And remember I said knee pain, and specifically the right knee. So if I look for pain in the right knee, there it is. Now you have to say replace ICD-9 diagnostic codes, because what you're doing is replacing these codes, which the system sees as ICD-9, converting them to ICD-10. You don't want both sets of codes. So you check this box and say OK to replace, and they're making sure you want to replace them, and I say yes. Now if I view the patient's diagnosis codes, you'll see we actually have ICD-10 codes in the system now. If I were in the SOAP note, writing a note for this patient, whoop, I already have a note for this patient. If I were in the note and I went to the billing section, I could have done it through here as well. As I mentioned previously, you'll notice the diagnosis codes are listed here. That is the easiest way to enter ICD-10 codes when you don't know the codes.